Hello there and welcome to this Danish class. I am Marie and I will be your teacher today. So please have a seat and take out your pens and papers and we will get started right away. So in this class we are going to take things to the next level and learn some very useful words and phrases that you will need to know when traveling to Denmark. So to begin, when you meet someone in Denmark, you might want to ask them, "What is your name?" And what you would say then is, "Hvad hedder du?" Hvad hedder du? And that means, what is your name? So we will write it down now on the clipboard here, and I will spell it through you for you. So H V A D. Hvad? H E D D E R. Hedder. D U. Du. And this is what the sentence looks like. Hvad hedder du? What is your name? What is your name? And if you would want to say it directly translated, you would say, Hvad er dit navn? Which directly translated means, what is your name? But commonly in Denmark we will just say, Hvad hedder du? Hvad hedder du? So let's move on to the next phrase. And it's a very hot summer day today, so mind me if I just take a little sip of ice water here. Yes, and do remember to keep yourself hydrated during this class as well. That also keeps the mind clear and fresh. Yes. So we will move on now. So when asked, Hvad hedder du? What is your name? You will want to reply, Jeg hedder, which means my name is. So we will write that down. J E G jeg H E D D E R. Jeg hedder. And make sure to write your own name, but I'm just going to write Marie. Yes. So here. Jeg hedder Marie. Jeg hedder Marie. My name is Marie. My name is Marie. Yes. also directly translated is my name is Marie is Mit navn Marie. But that's not what we would normally say in everyday speaking. We would just say Jeg hedder Marie. Yes. And when in Denmark, when going into the hotel or into a restaurant, the receptionist or the waiter will probably say Velkommen. Velkommen, which means welcome. Welcome. So let's write that down. Velkommen. 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 And this is what it's spelled like. Here's the word so you can see it. Velkommen means welcome. Welcome. And when meeting up with someone you know in Denmark, you might want to ask them, Hvordan går det? Hvordan går det? And that means, how are you? So let's write that down. HVORDAN G-O, which is a Danish letter that you don't have in English. O-R-D-E-T. Question mark. Yes. So that's the sentence. Hvordan går det? Hvordan går det? How are you? How are you? And when asked this question, you might want to reply, Godt, tak, godt, tak. That is enough to say. We don't like to use too many words here. So, godt, tak is quite enough. So just to keep it simple and easy, let's just write down godt, tak, which means good, thank you. Yes. So, G-O-D-T, got, T-A-K. So, godt, tak, godt, tak. Good, thank you. Good, thank you. Yes. So let's move on to some other questions that are also very useful to know how to say. The first one is, hvor er? Hvor er? Which means, where is? So let's just write that down. H-V-O-R-E-R. question mark. So, hvor er? Hvor er? Where is? Where is? And it might be the toilet. Toilet you're asking for. And toilet, let's just write that down too. It's quite easy because it is spelled exactly the same way as in English. It is pronounced a little bit differently, but other than that, it's pretty much the same. So in Denmark we say toilet, toilet. Hvor er toilettet? Hvor er toilettet? And toilettet is just a certain toilet. So you would not say, where is toilet? Hvor er toilet? You would say, where is toilettet? Yes. So we will just cross this question mark over because we're going to complete the sentence now. Where is toilettet? Question mark. So now the sentence is, hvor er toilettet? Hvor er toilettet? Where is the toilet? The toilet. Yes. So a toilet is just toilet. Any toilet. But a certain toilet, the toilet, where is the toilet? A certain toilet, then it is toilettet. Toilettet. Yes. Hvor er toilettet? So we'll move on to the next sentence. And the next sentence, also useful when you're out shopping, is hvad koster det? Hvad koster det? Hvad koster det? Which means how much does it cost? How much does it cost? Or in English you would probably just say, how much is this? But let's write this down. H V A D K O S T E R D E T. Question mark. So here is the sentence. Hvad koster det? Hvad koster det? How much does this cost? How much does this cost? Yes. And when saying goodbye to someone, you can say farvel. You can also say vi ses. Vi ses. Farvel means goodbye. And vi ses means see you. See you. See you. Yes. So let's write those down in a sentence. I'm sure you can follow along. I believe we went through the word farvel the last lesson. So this time we're going to put that word together in a sentence. Yes, let's write it down. Farvel. Farvel. Vi ses. And this is the sentence. Farvel. Vi ses. Farvel. Vi ses. Farvel. Vi ses. Goodbye. See ya. See you. You can also say vi ses snart. See you soon. But if that's not the case, just say vi ses. Okay, so we'll move on to the next sentence. And now we are going to move on to things that are written on certain signs that you might bump into in Denmark. Yes. Yes. So the first one is indgang. Indgang, which means entrance. So we'll write that down. Yes. So INDGANG. Indgang, which means entrance. Here's the word indgang, indgang, entrance, entrance. And the next one is udgang, udgang, which means exit. Yes. UDGANG, which means exit. Yes. Udgang, exit. So, on toilet doors or locker room doors, there will probably be signs for the men's and the women's locker rooms and toilets. And oftentimes, you will see that there is a little man or a little woman on the door. But if there is not, there will be written kvinner, eller, or men, men. So let's write that down too. So kvinner means women. Kvinner, women. Kvinder. Women. M, E. E is also a word that you do not have in your alphabet. It is only in the Danish alphabet. We have 3 letters, 3 extra letters in the alphabet, which we will go through in another lesson. But for now, men is men. Yes. So here, kvinder, women, men is men. Men. Almost sounds the same. But kvinder, women. Yes. Oh, yes. And another sign that you will probably see around town hanging on a door is the word open, open, which means open. So we'll write it down. O B E N. O B E N, or not O, but that's also one of the letters that we have, which you don't have in any other alphabet. O. It's O. Yeah. So that means open. Open. Yes. So. Oh, yes. And sometimes, especially on a Sunday, the same sign, when you flip it around, will say, look it, look it, look it, which means closed, closed. So we'll write it down. Yeah. L U K K E T means closed. Closed. Yes. So look it means closed. Closed. Yes. Yes. And I think we actually do have extra time to just go over those last few letters that we have in the Danish alphabet, which is not seen in any other alphabet. So we'll go over those 3 letters now. Okay. So the 3 letters are E, E, E. And then we have O, O, which is an A with a little dot over it. Yes. And then we have Ö. Ö. So E, Ö, O. E, Ö, O. And these are all vowels. All vowels. And I can just give you a few examples of when these words, these letters, are used in the Danish language. We use them all quite a bit, a lot actually. But let's see what we can write with the first one. We can say æble, æble, which means apple, apple. We also have an island here in Denmark called Ærø, Ærø. And we have, yes, I can't think of any other words at the moment, but there are many. So let's just write down æble, æble, yes. So, E, B, L, E, which means apple. Yes. So, æble, apple, apple. And then there is the letter O, O, which we already just used in the word open, open. So you can also write ål, ål, which means eel, eel. You know, that fish, long fish. Yes. So we'll write it. Yes. O, L. Eel. So, ål, eel, eel. And since these words are nouns, all of them, they're usually used in the middle of the words and not so much at the beginning of the words. But there are a few words that starts with these letters. Yes. So, and the next letter here, Ö, is actually a letter that can stand all on its own. It actually means an island, island. And you know, we have many, many islands, many small islands here in Denmark. I can't even remember how many it is at the moment, but we can take that in another class. So, Ö means island. And you can also, a very, very important word here in Denmark is øl, øl, which means beer, beer. And we have a very big tradition of beer here in Denmark. We have many famous breweries from the olden days. And the Danes, they very much love beer, and it is a big part of Danish culture to drink beer. A little bit like in Germany. But let's write the word ull. Ull. Very short word that you might want to learn. So, ull is U-L, which means beer. Beer. Öl means beer. Öl, beer. Yes. So, we are all done for today's class, but we will be back again in precisely 1 week for the next lesson. So thank you so much for being here and joining me for this class. I hope to see you again in the next one. Now remember to bring your paper so you can practice all of these letters and words and sentences at home. Yes, and I'll see you soon. Have a good day. Bye bye.